Hi everyone, last week when I finished this lamp, I started thinking, what else could I use instead of the black pipe? Well, later that night, Nicole and I were cooking dinner and we got these out of the cupboard. Now both of us looked at each other and we knew exactly what I had to do. So this week's video might end up being more of an experiment video rather than a build video, since we don't know what's going to happen once this pasta goes inside the resin, because once the resin starts to cure, it's going to generate heat, and that's going to soften the pasta, so we're not sure if it's going to fall apart or stay intact. But one thing's for sure, we'll be able to see it all happen on PotCam. Now let me give you a quick rundown of how I plan on doing this. It's going to be very similar to last week. I'm going to take these pasta pieces and seal the backside. Then once I've done that, I'll be able to pour coloured resin inside these holes. Now to me, they look like little flowers, so I might do one colour in the middle and then a different colour on the outside. That way it looks like petals. Now once that's done, we'll glue it to a small tube and then cast it in resin. Now I don't want to get too far ahead, but if that actually works, I'll then put it on the lathe, turn it down and make ourselves a nice little light. It's now time to take the pasta off the acrylic, and unlike last week, I used UV resin instead of hot glue, so I'm hoping they come off just as easy. Well, that's pretty good. Looks nice and clean. Let's see how the others go. Well, that was actually pretty easy. It'll look really good. At the start of this video I said to you guys that I'm going to glue the pasta down to a smaller pipe, but after seeing how narrow they are, I don't think that's going to work very well. There's just going to be no room for error between taking the pipe out of the inside and cutting the outside edge. We're only going to be left with a really thin layer. So I'm going to take away the pipe and I'm going to glue the pasta directly to the inside of the container. Well, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm just hoping the glue holds. I mean, it did the other week when we used it on the rubber bands, so it should work on the pasta. So it's now time to mix up some resin and see if this will work. Now I'm going to use the same white alcohol ink as last week, but I'm also going to add a bit of green in there. Now before I go pop this in the pressure pot, I want you to pause this video and let me know your predictions. Do you think we're just going to cook the pasta and they're all going to fall off? Or do you think this will actually work? Well, I've got to admit, I really thought these are all going to fall off and be sitting down the bottom here, but they've all stayed on really good, and the pasta's held up really well. So I guess the next thing I need to do is pop this out, put it on a block, and start turning on the lathe. Now these next few steps are going to be pretty much the same as last week. I'm going to turn this down, stick a hole in the back side, then I'm going to give it a sand and a polish. Now because you've seen me do this before, I'm going to make this part go really fast. It's now time for me to install the light into the base, and this week I'll be using a 12 volt automotive bulb. Well, at the start of this video, I really didn't expect to be standing here right now telling you how good my pasta light is, but here we are, and it looks absolutely amazing. Now, if you think so too, let me know by hitting the like button. Now let's check it out.